First of all, what's coming, future developments within Enterprise 2005, and then we'll move beyond that into directions beyond Hummingbird Enterprise 2005. So, looking ahead for future developments within Enterprise 2005. Extending our Microsoft support. You've probably heard a bit about this already over the last couple of days, but the main area where we're continuing this support is with SharePoint integration. What you'll see is native Hummingbird support for Microsoft SharePoint, and this will run inside the SharePoint portal. Now we'll be developing this using ASP.NET 2 and Web Parts, and we are continually evaluating this and working with Microsoft as part of their TAP product to ensure that we have the deepest possible integration that offers the best solution and answers to the requirements that you need. So the key functionality that's going to be within SharePoint, the SharePoint integration, is quite a large range of the library services available. So we're looking at integration into the Microsoft Office. We're looking at, we're going to enforce the DM security model in there as well. So it won't be SharePoint security, we'll have all the additional elements of DM security. We're going to bring out RM capabilities in there as well. Also, there's going to be folders available in there, and support for dynamic views. So support for task-centric working, project-centric working, deal-centric working, matter-centric working, all within SharePoint. And we're targeting this for a service release in the coming year. We're also continuing to work closely with Microsoft on other related projects. So you may have seen about a week and a half ago now where we did a press release for SQL 2005 support. We are working closely with Microsoft, and we've been doing a whole range of product launches with Microsoft and getting a lot of interest with our SQL 2005 support. The advanced client environment, which I introduced to you yesterday, the environment from whence the solutions can be built, this is also continuing deep Microsoft integration. You're also going to see Office task pane integration. You're all familiar when you're using Office 2003, and that task pane appears on the right-hand side. That's the task pane integration. We're going to see Enterprise exposed within there. Also, we're going to be doing some more Active Directory server integration. For those of you who are familiar with this, it's been a feature that's been asked for consistently over quite some time, group of groups or nested groups. We're going to be developing nested group support as well. And finally, we're also looking at Outlook Web Access integration as well. So it won't just be in the rich client environment, but we'll also be bringing in the whole enterprise element, well, Hummingbird Enterprise, into the web access environment. So moving on from this deeper Microsoft support, you can see, sorry, I forgot I had this here actually, the screenshot of how this is going to look. So you can see on the right-hand side, My Matters there. You can see the task-centric working. You can see recent edits, profile search, links, etc. All as web parts inside SharePoint. So moving on from this integration, we're going to be enhancing the offline client. We're going to take the existing attaché functionality and we're going to develop many new features into this. So we're going to be able to check out folders and all of their content. We're going to be able to lock folders while they're checked out. We're going to synchronize documents in a folder, as well as searching using document profiles when you're offline. Document and folder subscription, so you can subscribe to folders so they will always be available offline. And also the ability to capture email when you're working offline in an offline folder. And also it's exciting and a much requested feature, the ability to actually add profile information to documents when you're saving them from offline. And again, this is targeted for a service release to Enterprise 2005 as well. Of course, we have to mention eDOCS. We have been doing a lot of work since the acquisition to bring the two products closer together. By February 2006, we plan initially to get a lot closer integration. There's going to be a new security model. We're going to be embedding and linking the common authentication protocol authentication between the two. So if you log into eDOCS, you can log into Enterprise. You'll automatically log into Enterprise, and similarly vice versa. There's no actually have an element so you can pull these documents from the page directly from DM. And also integrating metadata as well. So metadata from DM can be exposed and utilized. Additional innovations. We are continuing to enhance the web services set. What we're going to be looking at is a common coarse-grained API across the whole product set. So what you'll actually see is all the clients will now be using a standard API set. Also, you may have seen the press release yesterday, but we also have a new native BlackBerry client on the way. Essentially, Hummingbird Enterprise client for BlackBerry. It's essentially a DM extension. At the moment, the functionality is essentially a DM extension for BlackBerry. It's a native Java-based client on the BlackBerry device, so we're no longer using the mobility HTML page rendering portal view. It's a true native BlackBerry integration. We're also continuing to work on usability and work on administration. So we're going to look at administration replication. So we have another set of security, and so on. So different versions can be controlled in different manners. Also, we're going to be doing different file types per version. So version 2 can actually contain the original Word document, an HTML render, and the PDF render, all as version 2. You don't need to make them as separate. And we're going to continue to advance our competitive advantage. Tying to my presentation yesterday, we're going to continue to advance and enable solutions. So one element of this is a foundation-wide forms solution. So there'll be e-forms, whatever you want to call them, across the whole ECM foundation. We're also going to continue to advance the business views and task-centric working. I mentioned yesterday the ability, at the moment, we've only integrated in the Hummingbird component. Organization means that some organizations want an out-of-box system. Other organizations want to be able to build an architecture, build something from the ground up, configure, and make a custom-built bespoke application. Other organizations have completely different business pains and different solutions made of the current feature set. You can see the clients, the interfaces, legal key, archive, red dot, all positioned here. And you all know, you're all existing customers, you're all existing partners. Some of this is Java, and some of this is DCOM. Some of this is Microsoft-based. And it's all been sitting in the back of your head. What are we going to do? We have these two completely distinct code base spaces that we need to rationalize. So how are we going to take this forward? Well, the answer is to start Hummingbird Enterprise for Microsoft-centric environments. What is this? Essentially, at its core, it's taking the DM, RM components and building this out to a .NET architecture. It's .NET development. And what we're doing is we're taking those Microsoft-based elements inside Enterprise, DMRM, KM, BI, Web Content Management, etc. And we're building these out to a true .NET infrastructure. And we're actually going to leverage those, complement it, build it out with all of the developing Microsoft technologies that are coming out now. So collaboration will be with SharePoint. We'll be using InfoPath, the Windows Workflow Foundation, etc. So what we're doing is we're taking all of our core Microsoft expertise, remaining strong core capabilities, being modernized. And this is being extended with our other core Microsoft-based offerings, proven in the marketplace. We're building this out with Office 12 and the other Microsoft elements. And it's all based on .NET. So there is our Microsoft-based technologies, how we're taking these forward. But what about the rest? We have a lot of Java-based technologies inside Enterprise as well. Well, these are coming out in the Enterprise multi-platform environments. So what we're looking at here is a multi-platform ECM suite. We're building out Java-based DM and RM, collaboration, enterprise workflow, enterprise web top search, and also where necessary we can use BI and web content management, red dot, etc. What we're doing is we're taking all of the Java-based elements and turning those into a multi-platform environment for those customers of ours that prefer to move away from the Microsoft and scope multi-platform, and utilize integration. So you can see also that the underpinning all this is we're continuing to develop our core competitive advantage. All those features I did on the previous slide about our core elements, usability, ease of deployment, solutions,